Well, aren't you going to congratulate me? Mrs. Gilbert stops us in the produce section, a big sack of red cherries hanging in her paw. My mother smiles a little nervously. I guess I don't know, Carol. Is there something I should congratulate you about? Mrs. Gilbert's lips purse in affront. She looks pointedly at Mama and pats her hips 1, 2, 3 times. Well, obviously, I'm pregnant. She looks the same to me, still shaped like a circus big top, but I don't say a peep. Oh, of course. Oh, gosh, Carol, that's wonderful news, Mama says brightly, and they start talking about due dates and swollen ankles. But I'm not listening anymore because I can't stop staring at the cherries in Mrs. Gilbert's hand. They're so deep red they're almost purple, and they shine, plump little jewels of juicy summer sweet. It takes all of my self-control not to steal a cherry out of the bag because it's gaping open on one side, the hole growing larger as Mrs. Gilbert blathers on and on. Finally, she turns, plops the bag in her cart, and says, "Pray for a girl. 5th time's the charm, right?" And Mama promises, even though I'm pretty sure God doesn't answer to anybody, not Mama or Mrs. Gilbert or even President Nixon. We watch her as she leaves, duck-like. I'm not supposed to beg for stuff at the store. It's a rule, but I can't help it. Hey, Mama, can we get some of those cherries? I'm expecting the usual answer, which is it on the list? I always get that answer, and that answer stinks, because boring stuff like fruit cocktail and cabbage and tuna fish are always on the list. Mama takes one look at the price of cherries and her eyes bug. Oh, no, that's just above our budget, honey. God, I hate being poor, my sister says, disgusted. We are not poor, miss, Mama says, danger evident in enunciation. We are on a budget. I don't care what word you use, poor, budget, doesn't matter. It just means no cherries for me. Mama blows cigarette smoke, cradling the phone between cheek and shoulder. How on earth was I supposed to know she was pregnant? She always wears those tent-like moo-moo things, Jesus! She paces, twisting the phone cord around her finger. That's 5 kids, 5. How the heck do they feed them all? She's talking to Daddy, who is away on business again. He's away on business a lot. Mama stomps out the cigarette and gives a sharp little laugh. 5 kids, Ronald. Damn, we can barely scrape by with 2. Mama rarely throws a swear, but when she does, it's a damn. Mama is dangerous when she damns. So I hustle out the kitchen door and through the garage. I wheel my tricycle out to the paved walk and ride back and forth, down our side of Chestnut Street, because Mama will kill me if I cross. Neil Gilberg lets the screen door bang behind him and crosses the street, heading my way. Mrs. Gilberg must not have street rules. Neil is my age, but he's twice my size. Husky is what Mrs. Gilbert calls him. It's something you grow out of, she says, but I'm not so sure. I've seen Neil's older brothers, and I don't think they grew out of anything. He's got a fistful of scarlet cherries, and he pops one in his mouth, throws the stem onto the street, chews fervently, and then spits. "Hey, Neil," I say, eyeing the red bundle. "It's boring around here," he says, stuffing another cherry in his mouth. I shrug. I don't talk for a while, and he just eats. "We wanted to go to the pool, but my mom's too tired." Spit. Spit. He's out of cherries. The cherries he had a whole fistful of and didn't offer me a single one. Neil is doughy and heartless and doesn't understand the rule of sharing, because if you have a fistful of cherries, it is not okay to plow through them like a beaver, and never once stop to say, "Want one?" Neil sighs, still bored, and looks down at his empty hands. "Gonna get some more," he says, and leaves me on the pavement, straddling my tricycle. I think about watching Neil eat more cherries, and I'm pretty sure I can't do that. I get off the tricycle, eyes burning, and walk it back to the garage. When I enter the kitchen, Mama's off the phone, pulling loaves of bread out of the oven. She startles at the slam of the door, puts the bread on the counter, and still wearing her oven mitt, hunkers down to see. When she's done seeing, she gives me a pat on the head and returns to the hot pans of bread. The bread she makes from scratch because we're on a budget. She lifts one of the pans, tells me to sit still, and walks across the street in her apron and her oven mitt. She returns a few minutes later with a coffee cup filled with cherries and tells me to go on to the porch outside. I sit on the worn pavement and close my eyes, feel the juice running clean and sweet down my gullet. I spit the seed out far as I can. I can spit those seeds out farther than anybody, I reckon, even farther than Neil.